Hi, my name's Jamie, and this is my coworker Roger, and we are here today to talk to you a little bit about hygiene practices in the Eastern Woodlands. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Powhatan Hygiene, which would be very similar to customs that happen all throughout the Eastern Woodlands. So Eastern Algonquin societies, Iroquois societies, Siouan societies all had very similar hygiene routines that they would practice every day. So I'm just going to take you through what an average day would look like for a Powhatan man or woman. The first thing that they would be doing is when they get up in the morning, usually right around dawn, so right when it starts to get light outside, the very first thing they would do is go down to the river and immerse themselves in the river. And this is going to happen every day, no matter what time of year it is. And there's a lot of benefits to immersing yourself in the river beyond just getting clean. So I don't know if you're familiar with practices of immersing yourself in very cold water, but it has a lot of added health benefits that have actually been proven in modern science. So it can boost your immune system, it can be good for an anti-inflammatory, it can actually boost your mood, it just makes you healthy and more vigorous. And a lot of cultures throughout the world, particularly in the eastern part of North America, would practice this daily routine of getting in the river, using that cold water to wake up, to wash their bodies so they would get very clean that way as well. And they're probably going to be using some products for soap and shampoo. We know that some of the plants that grow in the eastern woodlands do make good shampoo and soap. Things like juniper root, things like yucca or prickly pear can be used to wash your hair with, to wash your body with. There would be obviously other plants that they would be using as well to benefit them in washing. So they're going to get a nice wash in the river, wash their hair, get out of the river, dry off, comb their hair out with combs they're making out of everyday things that they're using in Eastern Woodland society. And they're probably going to do some tooth care as well. So, and we know a lot of people in the Eastern Woodlands would take care of their teeth by abrading a twig on a rock and then using that to maybe scrub their teeth with, maybe pick their teeth. They also drink a lot of water, which is very different than a lot of Western cultures would be used to, especially 400 years ago. There's a lot of benefits to drinking water just for your overall health, but it is very healthy for your teeth because water gets rid of debris in your mouth. It can replenish your saliva, which helps to break down bacteria in your mouth as well. And just the fact that they have a very fibrous diet would help to take care of their teeth. So when you're chewing on foods that have a lot of fiber in them, it naturally cleans your teeth. So tooth care, taking care of your skin and your hair would all be part of that routine. Men and women would both have a routine after they bathe in the river of protecting their skin by painting. And this paint has cultural significance, it has aesthetic significance, but it also has practical applications when it comes to hygiene. So what they're usually using is bear oil or bear fat, or if they don't have bear oil or bear fat, maybe something else they're making oil out of, and they're mixing their paint with that. So that helps to protect your skin, sometimes against the weather, but also against the sun. So if it's cold out, it can help to insulate your skin. If it's hot out, it can help protect you from the sun so you don't get sunburn, especially when you're mixing it with paint pigments as well. So it has a lot of significance, but a lot of that has to do with hygiene. So when they're feeling unhealthy, if they feel like even though they're bathing in the river and they're taking part in physical exercise every day, sometimes you just feel like you need to reinvigorate your health in a certain way. And sweat houses or sweat lodges would be very useful for this in Eastern Woodlands cultures. A sweat house is basically a smaller version of a house you would be living in that is used specifically like a sauna would be used today. So a lot of what they're doing is heating up a fire or heating up hot stones, bringing it into the sauna and flicking water on it to make a nice wet heat. And that's going to help to replenish them as well. And they'll sit in there until they get really hot, and when they can't stand it anymore, they may just come out of the sweat house and get right back in the river. I mentioned earlier that there are health benefits to cold immersion. There's also health benefits to going back and forth between cold and heat immersion. So part of that sweat house routine would be exposing your bodies to extreme temperatures, which helps to acclimate you to the weather, and it just helps to keep your body used to those extremes and reinvigorates your health and keeps you healthy. This practice is going to be done really no matter your age. You know, there's a lot of description of it. As soon as children are born, the first thing that happens to them is, no matter what time of year it is, they're dipped in the river and they're taken through that process of oiling and painting to protect their skin afterwards. So this practice starts at birth, and it continues throughout a person's entire life in Eastern Woodlands cultures. So staying healthy and staying clean was very, very important in these societies.
Thanks for joining us. If you like this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.